Chosen ones, what I'm about to reveal may amaze you, even leave you stunned. If you're here watching this right now, it's no coincidence. You've been guided here by divine forces because a powerful shift is unfolding in your life. Your childhood holds a key to your divine mission. That's right. There is something about your past, a moment or event from your early years, that God wants you to recall. It's not random, it's significant. This memory is a piece of the puzzle that reveals who you truly are and why you were created. What once felt overwhelming or confusing is now bending to your will. It's all part of God's plan. This isn't just a change in how you view yourself. It's a profound spiritual awakening. As a chosen one, you are about to witness your power expand in ways you never imagined. But to fully unlock your potential, you need to recognize the signs that have been guiding you all along. Before we dive into these powerful truths, I need you to pause and do 3 things. Hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment with the number 77. That number holds a unique spiritual vibration that amplifies this message and your personal journey. If you're truly one of the chosen, you'll feel compelled to stay until the very end. Trust me, this message is meant for you. Let's begin. The first sign is meaningful childhood experiences. Have you ever thought back to your childhood and felt like certain moments held a strange and lasting significance? Maybe it was a time when you stood out, not because you wanted to, but because you were different, set apart in ways that even you didn't fully understand at the time. These weren't just ordinary childhood memories. Those moments, no matter how small they seemed, were divine markers placed along your path, shaping and preparing you for the greater purpose God had for your life. For some of you, it may have been a moment when you acted with unusual compassion, stepping in to comfort someone in pain even when others ignored it. For others, it may have been a time when you stood your ground against injustice, even as a child, refusing to go along with the crowd. Or perhaps it was a time of deep struggle, feeling alone, misunderstood, or even rejected by those who couldn't comprehend the depth of your heart. Whatever it was, that moment wasn't random. It was part of your preparation, a divine sign that God was molding you for something far greater than you could have imagined. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, we are reminded of this powerful truth. Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. Before you even took your first breath, God had already set you apart. He knew you intimately and had already chosen you for a mission that would impact not just your life, but the lives of others around you. Those childhood experiences, both the good and the challenging, were never accidents. They were orchestrated by God to equip you for what was coming. The ones who may have misunderstood or even mocked you, never realized the significance of those moments. The rejection you felt when others didn't get you, the loneliness when you realized you saw the world differently, and even the pain of being excluded weren't signs of failure. They were signs of preparation. Those experiences were building resilience, teaching you compassion, and sharpening your discernment. While others were content with surface-level living, you were being taught to look deeper, to see the world through spiritual eyes. For example, think back to a time when you asked questions no one else seemed to ask. Maybe as a child, you wondered, why am I here? What's the purpose of life? These weren't just innocent questions. They were the stirrings of a divine calling. God was planting seeds of curiosity and purpose in your heart, drawing you closer to Him even when you didn't fully understand what was happening. But let's not sugarcoat it. Those early signs of being different weren't always easy to bear. Perhaps you were labeled too sensitive, too quiet, or too curious. People around you might have tried to mold you into what they thought you should be, but deep down, you knew you couldn't conform. There was something in you that refused to be boxed in, and that something was the hand of God shaping you for a unique destiny. Even the struggles you faced, times of rejection, times when you felt you didn't belong, were part of the process. God allowed those moments to teach you how to stand firm in your identity, even when others didn't see your worth. He was training you to rely on Him, to find your strength and confidence in His love rather than in the approval of others. Let's take a moment to reflect on this. Can you think of a specific childhood memory that still resonates with you? Maybe it's a moment you haven't thought about in years, but whenever it comes to mind, it feels significant. That's because it is. That memory holds a piece of the puzzle to your divine calling. If this resonates with you, take a second to comment memory below, acknowledging that God has been guiding you since the very beginning. Your childhood wasn't random, and the events that shaped you weren't meaningless. While others may have seen them as insignificant or even unfortunate, God saw them as stepping stones to your destiny. Those moments of kindness, courage, or even quiet struggle were all markers of the calling on your life. And now, as an adult, you're beginning to connect the dots, realizing that God's hand has been on you all along. But here's the beautiful part. Those experiences weren't just for you. They were meant to prepare you for the people you're called to impact. Because you've known loneliness, you can now offer comfort to others who feel alone. Because you've been misunderstood, you can now extend grace to those who are struggling to find their place. And because you've faced rejection, you now have the strength to stand firm in your identity, no matter what others say. The ones who doubted you, underestimated you, or even mistreated you, never saw what God was doing behind the scenes. But now, they're beginning to notice. They see your strength, your resilience, and your purpose, and they can't deny that something extraordinary is happening in your life. While they may have tried to hold you back, God was always pulling you forward, using every moment to shape you into the person you're meant to be. And here's the challenge. As you recall these meaningful childhood experiences, will you embrace them as part of God's plan, or will you continue to view them as random or painful? The choice is yours, but the truth is clear. Those moments were divinely orchestrated to prepare you for the incredible mission that lies ahead. So take a moment right now. Close your eyes and think back to your childhood. What memory stands out? Is it a moment of kindness, a time of struggle, or a feeling of being different? Whatever it is, hold on to it. That memory is a gift, a reminder that God has been with you every step of the way, shaping you for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. Let this truth sink in as we prepare to dive into the next sign of your divine calling. Stay with me, because the next sign will connect even more dots and bring even greater clarity to your journey. Let's continue. The second sign is prophetic dreams and insights. Have you ever woken from a dream that felt more like a message than just your mind wandering? A dream so vivid, so full of meaning, that it stayed with you for days or perhaps even years. As a chosen one, these dreams are not random. They are prophetic insights, divine messages sent to guide, comfort, and prepare you for the path ahead. These moments of clarity, whether they come in your sleep or through sudden flashes of understanding, are God's way of communicating with you, setting you apart for a unique mission. In Genesis 37, verse 5, we're introduced to Joseph, a chosen one who received dreams that revealed his destiny. He dreamed of his family bowing before him, a vision of his future role as a leader and savior during a time of famine. At the time, his brothers dismissed his dreams, ridiculing him and letting their envy grow into hatred. But Joseph knew that those dreams carried divine weight. Similarly, your dreams may have offered glimpses of your future, moments of clarity about what lies ahead, or even warnings about the obstacles you might face. These weren't just your subconscious mind at work. They were glimpses of God's plan for your life. The people around you who dismissed your dreams, doubted your insights, or ridiculed your visions, didn't see what you saw. Perhaps they labeled you as overly imaginative, or even dismissed your words as irrelevant. But deep down, you knew those dreams were significant. You might not have been able to explain them fully, but they resonated with your spirit in ways that nothing else could. Over time, you likely started to see how those dreams are coming to fruition, connecting pieces of the puzzle that once seemed unrelated. For example, think back to a dream you had as a child or a vision that came to you during a pivotal moment in your life. Perhaps it was a dream that brought you comfort during a time of uncertainty, or one that gave you clarity about a decision you needed to make. Maybe it was a vision of yourself in a place of purpose, thriving in ways that seemed impossible at the time. These moments were God whispering to you, showing you the steps you needed to take or the challenges you needed to prepare for. Here's the thing about prophetic dreams and insights. They often don't make sense right away. Like Joseph, you may not fully understand their meaning until years later. Joseph didn't immediately become a ruler after his dreams. He faced betrayal, slavery, imprisonment, and years of waiting before his vision came to pass. But through it all, his dreams gave him hope and reassurance that God's plan for his life was unfolding, even when the circumstances seemed to say otherwise. Your journey might look similar. Your dreams may not always come with clear instructions, but they carry a sense of purpose, a knowing that you are being guided by something greater than yourself. These dreams are God's way of keeping you aligned with your destiny, even when the path seems unclear. But let's be honest, prophetic dreams and insights come with challenges. They may not have understood. You might have shared your dreams with people who laughed, doubted, or even tried to use them against you. Maybe you felt the sting of rejection because others couldn't see what God revealed to you. But here's the truth. Their lack of belief doesn't diminish the power of your dreams. In fact, their doubt only highlights how unique and divine your calling truly is. God didn't give your dreams to them. He gave them to you because you have the strength, the faith, and the resilience to carry them. Your prophetic dreams and insights are also a testament to your spiritual sensitivity. Not everyone is attuned to hearing from God in such profound ways, but you are. You have been chosen to receive messages that others might miss, and this gift is part of what sets you apart. Whether your dreams offer guidance, reveal truths, or provide comfort, they are a reminder that you are never walking this journey alone. God is with you, speaking to you, and preparing you for what lies ahead. Let's dig deeper into the purpose of these dreams. They aren't just about your personal journey. They're about your greater mission. Just as Joseph's dreams ultimately positioned him to save nations, your insights are designed to guide you toward impacting the lives of others. Maybe your dreams have revealed ways you can serve, lead, or bring healing to those around you. Or perhaps they've shown you glimpses of the challenges you'll face, equipping you with the strength to overcome them. Whatever the case, your dreams are meant to align your steps with God's divine plan. So, what should you do when you have these dreams? First, take them seriously. Write them down, pray over them, and seek God's guidance for their meaning. Even if you don't understand them fully in the moment, trust that their significance will unfold in time. Second, protect your dreams. Not everyone is meant to hear them, especially those who might try to discourage you or plant seeds of doubt. Share them only with those who support your journey and understand the depth of your calling. Finally, embrace your role as a dreamer. Your dreams are not just random thoughts. They're divine messages, gifts that connect you to God's will for your life. If this resonates with you, take a moment to comment "dreamer" below, declaring your willingness to embrace this gift and trust the visions God places in your heart. We're just getting started, and the next signs will help you connect the dots even further. These are the keys to understanding your divine purpose and why God is calling you to recall your childhood now. But before we continue, make sure you've hit the notification bell to stay connected with messages like these. These divine insights are meant to guide you as you step into your calling. The third sign is unusual compassion and sensitivity. Have you always been the one who could sense the unspoken pain in a room or feel the weight of someone's struggles just by being near them? Have you found yourself moved to tears by someone else's hardship, even if you barely knew them? If this sounds familiar, know that this depth of compassion and sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a divine gift. From the time you were young, your empathy has set you apart as someone chosen by God to heal, guide, and uplift others. In Galatians 6 verse 2, Paul writes, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ." This verse perfectly encapsulates the calling of someone with extraordinary compassion. You were designed to carry the burdens of others, not because you are weak, but because God has equipped you with the strength and resilience to do so. Your sensitivity allows you to connect with others on a soul level, bringing light and hope into situations that might otherwise feel hopeless. But let's be honest, compassion like this isn't always easy. Those who misunderstood your heart, exploited your kindness, or called you too sensitive, didn't recognize the power behind your gift. They saw your tears and assumed fragility, but in truth, your ability to feel deeply is a reflection of God's heart. When you extend kindness to others, you're reflecting His love in action. Let's dig deeper into the challenges you faced as someone with this gift. Growing up, you may have been the listener, the one everyone turned to when they needed advice, comfort, or a shoulder to cry on. While this role gave you purpose, it may have also left you feeling drained or misunderstood. You might have wondered why others didn't seem to carry the same emotional load, or why you felt so deeply for things that others dismissed as insignificant. These experiences may have left you feeling isolated, like no one truly understood your heart. Your compassion, however, was never meant to be a burden. It's your superpower. Think about Jesus, who was deeply moved by the pain and suffering of others. In John 11, verse 35, we see the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. Even though He knew He would raise Lazarus from the dead, He allowed Himself to feel the sorrow of those around Him. His tears weren't a sign of weakness. They were a testament to His deep love and connection with humanity. Similarly, your ability to feel others' pain is a reflection of the divine love that flows through you. Now consider how your compassion has shaped your life. Perhaps you've been the one to notice the person sitting alone, the friend who hides their pain behind a smile, or the stranger who just needed someone to say, "I see you." Your sensitivity has given you the ability to step into situations where others might hesitate, offering comfort, encouragement, and hope. It's not just about feeling, it's about acting. You've been called to make a difference in the lives of others, whether through a kind word, a helping hand, or simply by being present. But here's where the journey gets challenging. They may have tried to take advantage of your kindness. You've likely encountered people who mistook your compassion for weakness, who tried to exploit your willingness to give. Maybe they drained your energy, betrayed your trust, or left you questioning whether your heart was too open. These moments may have made you want to close yourself off, to stop caring so much. But let me remind you, your empathy is a gift from God, not something to be ashamed of. In fact, your compassion is part of what makes you a chosen one. It sets you apart in a world that often values self-interest over selflessness. Your sensitivity allows you to see beyond the surface, to understand what others are going through even when they can't put it into words. It's what makes you a light in dark places, a source of hope for those who feel unseen. Let's consider the biblical example of the Good Samaritan. In Luke 10, verse 33, Jesus tells the story of a Samaritan man who saw a stranger beaten and left for dead on the side of the road. While others passed by, indifferent to the man's suffering, the Samaritan stopped, bandaged his wounds, and ensured he was cared for. This act of compassion wasn't just about kindness. It was about stepping into someone else's pain and bringing healing. Your life, chosen one, mirrors this story. You have been called to step into the brokenness of others and bring restoration, even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs you something. Now, let's talk about how your compassion connects to your divine purpose. Your sensitivity is not just for you. It's meant to inspire and heal those around you. Maybe you've already noticed how people open up to you, sharing their deepest fears and struggles without hesitation. This isn't a coincidence. Your presence carries an energy of safety and understanding that draws others in. They sense that you're someone who will listen without judgment, someone who genuinely cares. But here's the flip side. Your compassion is also a tool for your growth. Every time you extend kindness, even in the face of ingratitude or rejection, you're becoming more like Christ. Your empathy teaches you patience, resilience, and the ability to see the world through God's eyes. It refines you, making you stronger and more aligned with your divine mission. So, what should you do with this gift? First, recognize it as a strength, not a weakness. Embrace the fact that you've been called to be a healer, a guide, and a source of light in the lives of others. Second, set healthy boundaries. Compassion doesn't mean allowing others to take advantage of you. It means giving from a place of abundance, not depletion. Finally, trust that your empathy is part of God's plan for your life. He has equipped you with this gift for a reason, and as you continue to walk in your purpose, He will guide you in how to use it. If you felt this level of empathy and compassion in your life, I want you to take a moment and comment compassion below. Declare that you are embracing your gift and stepping into your calling with confidence. The fourth sign is challenges that build resilience. Have you ever wondered why your life has been filled with so many challenges, even from a young age? Why it seemed like the obstacles you faced were larger and more painful than what others around you endured? These hardships were never random. They were designed to shape and refine you. Every loss, every setback, every betrayal was part of a divine process, molding you into the resilient, unshakable person you are today. It might not have felt like it at the time, but each struggle was a tool in God's hands, preparing you for the calling that only you could fulfill. James 1 verses 2 to 3 reminds us to count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Those trials you faced, the ones that seemed so unfair and overwhelming, were actually opportunities for growth. They worked patience, strength, and wisdom into your spirit, creating a foundation that can withstand anything life throws your way. What felt like chaos at the time was actually divine preparation, orchestrated by God to build a resilience that most people can't even comprehend. They, the people who doubted you, ridiculed your struggles, and even celebrated your pain, thought those challenges would destroy you. They assumed you would crumble under the weight of it all, but instead you rose. What they failed to realize is that every hardship was making you stronger, sharpening your vision, and solidifying your connection to God. What was meant to break you only built you. And now, those same people are left in awe, wondering how you survived what should have destroyed you. But the truth is, it wasn't just survival, it was transformation. Think back to some of the most difficult moments in your life. Perhaps it was a loss that left you feeling hollow, a betrayal that shattered your trust, or a struggle that made you question your own strength. Those moments may have felt unbearable, but they were pivotal. In those times, you learned to lean on God in ways you never had before. You discovered reserves of strength you didn't know existed, and you developed a resilience that has now become your greatest asset. These experiences weren't about punishment. They were about preparation. God was equipping you with everything you need to fulfill your mission. There's a reason why you've always come out stronger on the other side of every storm. It's because God was walking with you, strengthening you in your weakest moments, and reminding you that you were never alone. Isaiah 40 verse 29 says, He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might He increaseth strength. Even when you felt like you couldn't take another step, He was there, pouring His strength into you, ensuring you could keep moving forward. And now, that strength is evident in everything you do. Looking back, you might notice that the challenges you faced weren't just about you. They were about the people you're called to inspire and help. Your resilience isn't just a personal victory, it's a testimony to others. When people see what you've overcome, they're reminded that they too can rise above their struggles. Your life becomes a beacon of hope, a living example of how God can turn pain into purpose and trials into triumphs. But let's be honest, those challenges weren't easy. They tested your faith, your endurance, and your ability to keep going. There were moments when you probably felt like giving up, like the weight of it all was too much to bear. Yet, here you are, stronger than ever, with a faith that's unshakable and a purpose that's clearer than ever before. And that chosen one is why you're so powerful. The enemy tried to break you, but all they did was help you discover your own strength. Now, as you step into this new chapter of your life, it's important to carry this resilience with you. The challenges you've faced have prepared you for the opportunities and battles ahead. Every storm you've endured has equipped you with tools and wisdom that will guide you on your path. And though there may still be trials ahead, you know that with God by your side, there's nothing you can't overcome. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. Think about the strength you've gained, the lessons you've learned, and the person you've become. And if you're ready to step fully into your calling, I want you to declare it by commenting strength below. Let the world know that you are not defined by your struggles, but by how you've risen above them. The final sign ties all of these experiences together, revealing the deeper reason behind your existence. This is the ultimate piece of the puzzle, and it will bring everything into focus. The final sign is a strong sense of purpose. From a young age, you may have felt an undeniable pull towards something bigger, something extraordinary. It wasn't just a fleeting thought. It was a deep, inner knowing that your life held a purpose far beyond what you could see at the time. This wasn't random or coincidental. That strong sense of purpose was planted within you by God Himself, a divine blueprint for your life. It's the reason you've always felt different, compelled to seek truth, to fight for justice, and to stand for what's right, even when it wasn't popular or easy. Ephesians 2 verse 10 declares, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them." This scripture reveals a profound truth. You were made with intention, crafted by God to fulfill a mission that only you can complete. The longing you felt to make a difference, to bring light into dark places, and to live with meaning is evidence of your divine purpose coming to fruition. They, the ones who doubted your path, mocked your ambitions, or tried to label you as too much or too little, never understood the weight of what was stirring within you. They couldn't comprehend why you wouldn't settle for mediocrity, why you couldn't just blend in like everyone else. But you weren't meant to blend in. You were called to stand out, to rise above, and to lead. And now, as your sense of purpose becomes clearer, their doubts and criticisms seem smaller and more irrelevant than ever. Think about those moments when you felt drawn to something greater, even when it didn't make sense to others. Maybe it was a cause you felt compelled to champion, a person you couldn't ignore, or a dream that refused to fade no matter how impossible it seemed. Those weren't just coincidences or random thoughts. They were divine nudges, reminders from God that you're walking a path that has been ordained since before you were born. You've always been destined to create change, to inspire others, and to leave a lasting impact. Living with a strong sense of purpose isn't always easy. It often means walking a lonely road, because not everyone will understand your calling. It means facing resistance, not just from others, but from within yourself, doubts, fears, and insecurities that try to hold you back. But here's the truth. Every challenge you've faced has been preparing you for this moment. Your setbacks were stepping stones, and your detours were divine redirections. Everything you've experienced has been part of God's plan to mold you into the person who can fulfill this extraordinary purpose. As you embrace this calling, you might notice that you become more focused, more determined, and more at peace with who you are. That's because stepping into your purpose aligns you with God's will, and in that alignment, there's clarity, strength, and joy. You no longer need to chase validation from others or prove your worth. You know who you are and whose you are, and that knowledge empowers you to move forward boldly and unapologetically. Your sense of purpose also acts as a beacon for others. People are drawn to your passion, your integrity, and your unwavering faith. They see in you what they wish to see in themselves, someone who is living authentically, aligned with their values and their Creator. Your life becomes a testimony, a light that inspires others to seek their own purpose and follow the path God has set for them. If this resonates with you, take a moment to declare it. Comment purpose below and affirm your commitment to living out the mission God has placed on your life. Let this be a reminder that you're not walking this path alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, equipping you, and cheering you on. But here's the test. Will you embrace your purpose fully, or will you let fear and doubt hold you back? The choice is yours, but the calling has always been there. Chosen ones, Your childhood wasn't random. It was divinely orchestrated. The memories, the dreams, the struggles, they were all preparing you for this moment. It's time to embrace your purpose and step into the calling God has placed on your life. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with the word "I'm chosen." Share this video with someone who needs to hear this prophetic word today. Together, we can inspire and uplift the chosen ones all around us. Thank you for watching, and remember, your journey has only just begun.